I actually did an upload last night, but the lighting situation was totally fucked, so I figured I'd do one more, replace it. And this is just going to be a hello, and basically let you know the rundown of what the channel's going to be for. Mainly occasional information blurbs, maybe every now and then a spoken lecture, but while I've been using video mediums a lot more often lately, I'm not terribly sure how often I'm going to use them for the purposes of my practice or for the order itself. It's interesting where things stand as far as the whole schism thing went, because frankly, there's no fixing it. The difference in principle is still at play. And I do have optimism in the sense that the new leadership there, Kronos and all the rest, they're trying to improve on the mistakes made, but the improvements I see as far as like the rank I saw I had when I went to check that post that somebody sent me a link to for the rule of three, I guess there's now a rank called Past Lord. That's just a band-aid to the problem that Luciana and Miles created, though. And it smacks of a way to placate, to compromise, and on these principles, it's just not something I can compromise on. Fact of the matter is that it was such a radical change from how the order was meant to operate, function, and be a tool to people that it's its own distinct entity. It's no less Sith. I'm not challenging the legitimacy of it as being of the Sith. I'm not challenging the legitimacy of the titles held by Luciana or Miles. I'm just challenging the legitimacy of claiming that that's somehow a continuation of the order I established in 2006. Because it's not. That's not entirely a bad thing, or at least it doesn't have to be. And I don't think it will be with new leadership in charge. But it's not the same order. That one, if it's at all a part of my legacy, it's as a spin-off. It might be better than the one I have, that I'm running. It might not be. Time will tell, I guess. We'll see. Doesn't really matter much to me one way or the other. I'll probably be more active over there, though, because with new leadership and Luciana and Miles out of play, I would imagine there's going to be less drama, less political bullshit. And see, here's one thing that really gets me, that they don't get, that Satel doesn't get, because this is a very similar problem to what the FA did, or what Satel likes to pretend is the FA. Fact of the matter is that at that entity, that organization, that group, I earned certain ranks and titles. So did other people. So, if those titles aren't recognized at this new place, then this new place is not the same one. Because at that place, my titles and the titles of several other practitioners would be recognized. You follow my logic? It's not a matter of being butthurt so much as a matter of principle. I mean, the betrayal aspect kind of stings a little bit because, frankly, at this point, I feel like I handed off the order under false pretenses. We had talked about the titles and the rank structure and all that in person, in fact. Miles and Luciana both knew my views and my position on that. And yet, not only did they do it anyways, which, understandable, but they didn't even give me a heads up. They kind of tried to go behind my back. They've both got my phone number. They've both got a link to my Facebook page. They could have messaged me. And that wouldn't even bother me so much, except that I heard Chaos got a heads up when they were going to strip his title. I didn't. I showed up the day after and discovered that had been implemented practically on a whim. Didn't seem very thought out at all at the time. And then when I went to go talk to Miles face to face, maybe it's just me and maybe he can correct me, if he's still active anywhere, but I don't know. He kind of gave me the impression he never really thought much of me. never really thought I had earned the title in the first place, which is funny. Because he wouldn't have had his were it not for me and the rest of the members on the council. I mean, you delegitimize the people who legitimized you. What does that do to you? Think about it. But yeah, no hard feelings, especially with new leadership in play. Definitely be poking around there at some point in the near future. And in the meantime, I'll just be kind of quietly and at my own pace doing my own thing at the order I've reestablished. If I see you there, awesome. If not, oh well. Lulls don't bother me the same way they used to. They don't make me worry about the death of the site. I mean, if that counts as a death of the site, then it's died dozens of times. So, yeah, if I see you there, awesome. If not, c'est la vie. Till the next upload.